Okay, so I just bought this Sewell Manta VGA to HDMI box from Amazon.com, and my use for it, I want to try to use an MS-DOS PC and connect to my 65-inch television. It happens to be a Samsung 4K, but I'm going to assume this will work with earlier models, 1080p TVs, and probably even 720p TVs. So I read some reviews on the Vogons forum, as well as a member of the Retro PC Gaming Facebook group who recommended a different Sewell product, but he said it worked fine with a lower resolution. Now the thing is, on the website, it does not display the resolutions I'm looking for as compatible, or it doesn't say that they're available. But from what I've understood from people who have bought this product or a similar one by the same company, they do work just fine. So I just decided I'll do a little unboxing video, and then I'm going to do some separate videos with me testing it out in the DOS setting. So anyway, it actually is a pretty nice product. I think I paid about $30 US on Amazon for this, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. It just says VGA to HDMI, the Sewell Manta is an innovative blah blah blah. And the good thing is it has VGA and stereo audio, because HDMI actually carries the audio signal as well, unlike our older TVs where we were using, RCA jacks to get different left and right channel and then different colors on the TV and things like that. HDMI carries everything. VGA, however, you need a separate audio cable for this to run into your TV or your receiver. In my case, I'm just using a sound bar, so I can use a smaller jack to get it in there. And anyway, this box is actually feels pretty decent. The cardboard on it is seems pretty well made. So let's get into opening this thing up. All right, there we go. So as you can see, it looks like the box itself is right here on top. Let's pour that out and see what's all in there. Nothing else in the box. Connect anything. Here is the instructions for it, but these are the specs. So it says input port, 1 VGA, 1 by 3.5 millimeter phone jack, which is also known as an 1/8 inch plug. It outputs to 1 HDMI. The dimensions, we don't really care. It doesn't weigh much. The white, not the weight, the white is 40G. Input resolutions. Okay, so all of these input resolutions I'm not really planning to use. I'm planning to use much lower resolutions, except for 640 by 480. For the most part in DOS, you may be using 320 by 200s. You're going to be using lower resolutions than this, and obviously some odd refresh rates as well. So I'm hoping that it'll accept and receive all these signals anyway. And the output, it's going to output to 1080p at 60 hertz or 720p at 60 hertz. And that shouldn't matter what country you're in anymore. Although some of the older signals, I'm not sure with PCs if it ever mattered. I think they were all 60 hertz universally, but I could be wrong about that. Somebody will give me that information, hopefully, in the comments. Hello. Okay, great. There's a nice little power supply, and it's not shipping with 50 different cords for different countries. This is a US power supply only, so I'm sure if you're in a different country, you're going to have to find a different solution. You might need a step-down transformer or something like that. Although, what does this say? Let's see if you do need a step-down transformer. This will work. Nope, this says 100 to 240 volts, so you can't see that. So you don't actually need a step-down transformer for this to work. It says 100 to 240 volts, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, 0.2 amps. All you need is a converter to get to whatever country plug you're using, and it should work fine. So that's good. It looks decently well made. Plastic on it to keep it nice. And this is a USB, it looks like. This is actually, yes, this is a USB power. It looks like you can possibly even power this off of USB. Or no, maybe that's what the box itself takes. That I don't know. Let's look finally at the box. Just a little piece of plastic in there. And again, this actually feels all decent quality. It doesn't feel cheap. Nothing feels like it's going to fall apart. For $30, that's a pretty affordable box. Okay, and this actually, there you go. There's the Sewell Manta. And actually, this thing feels pretty well built too. It doesn't feel like it's flimsy or it's going to fall apart like some of the other electronics I've seen before. Okay, so let's see. Just quickly, we have the VGA input and the audio input. So more than likely, if you're using this for an older machine like I am, a DOS PC or a Windows 98 PC, you're going to have some kind of sound card in there that's going to output to an 1/8 inch jack anyway. So really all you'll need is an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch jack, is something you may even have lying around. Okay, this side has nothing. The back side is now the HDMI, and this is a zoom function, which I assume allows you to zoom slightly. I'm not sure what that is, and this is auto. So I'm not sure what those two are. Maybe I'll look in the manual and see. And then here, it looks like you have a choice. I'm trying to get this to focus. There we go. You have a choice. USB power is your only choice, so that power adapter is what we need for this. But you have a choice between 720p and 1080p. And I think I'm going to put it on 1080p at first, although I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do because it's going to be upscaling the signal one way or the other. So I don't know exactly how that will handle this. This doesn't really say anything about upscaling signals, but that's what it is. And then back here it just says made in China and has the various trademarks and warnings and electronics. So that's it. That's the Sewell Manta. Now I'm going to try it out a little bit and see if I can get this DOS PC to display properly on my Samsung television.